To a case stirring controversy in Ontario's cottage country. The Kawartha Lakes Police Service is facing criticism for its decision to charge a homeowner with the assault of an intruder.
Something is broken. I know if someone breaks into my house or someone else's, you're going to fight for your life. This guy has a weapon. You're going to use any force you possibly can to protect your family.
Officers say a 44-year-old homeowner, Jeremy McDonald, was awoken by an intruder in his Lindsay apartment. There was an altercation, and the intruder was rushed to hospital with serious, life-threatening injuries, then airlifted to Toronto for care. Police charged the homeowner with aggravated assault and assault with a weapon, a knife. Police are calling criticism about the officers and their actions unjust and inaccurate. And the investigators were able to examine all the information and evidence that was available before laying charges. Joining me now is criminal defense lawyer Kim Schofield. Kim, thanks for being here. We know the apartment owner used a knife, according to court documents, but there's a lot that we still don't know. What is your early take on this?
Okay, so this case involves elements, of course, of self-defense and defense of family, so defense of others, and defense of property. So the issue will come down to the use of force and what ability you have to defend yourself, defend your home, and defend your family. The Canadian law is different than it is in the U.S., which is almost an unfettered right in the U.S. to defend those around you, yourself, and your property. But in Canada, we have an assessment that the homeowner or the person defending themselves must do an assessment and must use force that is proportionate or reasonable in the circumstances. So sometimes the defense of self-defense is not available because excessive force is used.
Now, the homeowner, Jeremy McDonald's lawyer, spoke to our sister radio station, News Talk 1010, today. I want to play a couple of clips from him and have you react. Let's take a listen.
I can tell you a little bit in the sense that my client maintains their innocence and that their conduct was lawful, and we are looking forward to vindicating that through the courts, but we also have to respect the process and that I can't go into those details, and they have to go through the due process. We do expect my client to be vindicated in due time.
Go ahead.
In terms of self-defense, though, and some people are thinking we don't even have a right to defend ourselves anymore. Self-defense is enshrined in the criminal code in Canada in sections 34 and 35 that allows the defense of person and property. And it's always, the question is whether it's reasonable and proportionate.
All right, self-defense enshrined into the criminal code. Kim, what's your reaction to what he said?
Okay, so I think this case will come down to this. The law says the force must be proportionate, but the individual need not measure the force. I think that's really the issue. So in other words, you're involved in not a contemplative exercise. You're not contemplating, should I stab him in the forearm? Should I stab him in the stomach? What should I do? But if you grab a knife because you see someone or hear someone or understand that someone is in your house and you're trying to defend yourself, you're not looking for the dullest knife. You're not looking for a butter knife. You're looking for something that A, is available, and B, is going to do the job of self-defense. So you don't have to be measured in that sense, because the law understands that these situations unfold quickly. They unfold when there's adrenaline involved, and it unfolds in a way that people are not expected to measure the response. But it just has to be reasonable. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you defend yourself with a knife, you're in your home, somebody lunges toward you, you stab once, the person goes down. That's probably reasonable. If you then go over that person and stab them repeatedly in the torso, that's probably not reasonable. So these are really just factual assessments, but they do allow some leeway as far as the ability to measure degree of force.
Could the homeowner argue that he was afraid for his life? What then?
Yes. So then it gets really into in order to assess self-defense, there's objective elements, so you look at the objective reality, but there's subjective, so what the person is thinking, elements to that. And as long as the subjective assessment is reasonable in the circumstances, taking into account that it's that person's house, it's late at night, it's dark, you're afraid. So all of those things get taken into account, and it probably in this circumstance, especially if you're in fear of your life, you would do anything to defend that. It just really comes down to the assessment. Is it reasonable to be afraid for your life when you have an unknown intruder in your home? The answer to that, probably, especially within the public, the answer to that would be a resounding yes.
All right. That's a good place to leave it. Kim, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. Take care. Have a nice afternoon.
You as well. Thank you. That is criminal defense lawyer Kim Schofield.